I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Welcome back to another review. This is a Patreon review, this time for Brawl at Stipe. If anyone's ever interested in requesting pretty much any type of video, it could be a, well, like I said, pretty much any type. You'd either send it directly via my PayPal or join me on my Patreon. I will get to it as soon as I can. Been trying to pump these videos out as often as I could. I really do appreciate it. Again, you can either request pretty much any type of video or movie topic, whatever, either by sending the request directly via my PayPal or by joining my Patreon. Again, both links will be down in the info box. Now, the review for today is a film called The Outpost from around 2008. And this is a film I had heard about. I might have seen bits and pieces back in the day. It stars Ray Stevenson. This is the guy who was the Punisher in the Punisher Warzone. And pretty much he's one of these mercenaries. There's a group of mercenaries hired by this company guy as a businessman to take them into the woods and locate this bunker from back in the era of World War II. And it's a slow build-up of a movie, and there's some pretty decent direction. I'll say the acting is not bad. I'm not a big Ray Stevenson guy. I did not like Punisher Warzone. I like the other Punisher movies better with Dolph Lundgren and Thomas Jane. Just Punisher Warzone could never get into. Again, just not a big Ray Stevenson guy, but he did fine in this role, as did the others. The other guy I recognize is Richard Brake. He was one of the main bad guys in Rob Zombie's 31. He was the new Devil's Reject in 3 from Hell. I remember him being the asshole in the movie Doom with The Rock and Carl Urban. He's a pretty good character actor. Usually plays the same type of role over and over again, but he does it fairly well. And like I said, it's part of this group of mercenaries. They get into the bunker and strange things start happening. It is a slow build-up of a film, but again, there's some capable direction by, I want to say his name is Steve Barker. Yeah, Steve Barker. I don't know what else he's done, because the look of the bunker has some nice claustrophobic atmosphere to it. When they're in the bunker, there'll be shots where a guy's looking like here and there's a body behind him and the lights will flicker and you see the body get up and move around without him noticing. Or when the soldiers are outside the bunker and it's a wide shot and you see lights appear in the woods and then shadowy figures amidst it in this wide shot with this eerie glowing light as if it was John Carpenter's The Fog. Granted, that's a much better movie than this, but it has some decent atmosphere. And we come to find out in the bunker there were experiments with Nazis and the occult, and pretty much this undead group of Nazis that you can't do anything to. They start killing the mercenaries one by one. Either one literally gets a bullet in the eye, not from a gun, but literally they take a bullet and push into one of the mercenaries' eye, which was an interesting idea. One gets a knife, and the knife's like slowly glistening on the teeth. It was like, ew. And then stabs him. One gets a pickaxe to the stomach. So, the gore is not that bad either. And that's why, at the end of the day, I didn't get mad at this film. I definitely think it's better than the sequel, which is another review Broad Stipe wanted me to do. So this is, again, the atmosphere of the bunker, the acting not being too shabby. There's some decent atmosphere, again, whether inside the bunker or outside with the certain wide shots. The look of the Nazi zombies doesn't seem too silly or stupid. My issue with it, there's a couple of them. Number one, the fact that there's nothing these mercenaries can do. First off, a lot of them get taken out way too easily. And I'm like, you would think some of these mercenaries would put up more of a fight. Otherwise, why the hell did they get hired in the first place? So, I thought some of them got taken out fairly quickly. Or again, without much of a fight. Number two, it's not as much fun when you can't kill the enemy. Here you are, a bunch of mercenaries with guns, so you think a predator or dog soldiers. Some of the fun is that there's a chance. There's a chance that they can kill the predator. Especially when you get to Predator 2, which is a lot more action. Dog soldiers, they can kill the werewolves. It's tough. Takes a lot of effort. But they're able to do so. Here, they fire 100 bullets and these guys, whether in the brain or the body, does nothing. So then it takes away, in a weird way, it takes away the suspense. Because I kind of figured what kind of ending this would have, and I was right. In a weird way, this made me appreciate that film Overlord more, and I did enjoy that film. Overlord, I thought, was a bit of an underrated film. When I first saw it, I did enjoy it. I thought the trailer kind of was misleading. The trailer made it seem like it was one movie, and it is, but it takes a while for it to get there. But Overlord is a really good film. Overlord, even though it's produced by J.J. Abrams, must have been one of those he just put his name in, and talented people did it. Because Overlord is a good movie. I actually want to rewatch Overlord. If you haven't seen it, give it a look. It's a really good film. And that's the thing, when you watch a film like this, it's like, Overlord looks that much better, because that also deals with the occult and Nazis and the undead. But that one obviously had a bigger budget, so you could do more with it. I thought the acting was a bit better here. Again, the acting's not bad, but I do think the acting in that film is better. The characters have a little bit more oomph to them. Here, I could barely tell one mercenary from the other. I couldn't tell you a damn thing about even Ray Stevenson. At least the lead guy in Overlord. There's a little bit of an arc to the character, where he's a bit of a rookie type of character, and he's much more viable to the team as it goes on. You don't really get any of that here. So there's really nothing to the characters. The acting, sometimes I couldn't understand what they were saying with their thick accent. Other than, I tried to understand Ray Stevenson and Richard Brake, but some of the others, I couldn't tell you a damn thing about them. Again, the ending I could see coming, just spoiler alert, there's this machine, and it works for a minute, and it stops the zombies, but then it breaks. Most of the team get killed, except it's Ray Stevenson and the businessman, or the company guy, that wanted there for this machine. Ray Stevenson gets hurt. He stays behind the fight. He gets killed off screen. So yeah, your lead character gets killed off stream, and we hear his screams. And then the one guy, he's trying to escape. There's the Nazi zombies. He gets taken. And then the movie ends. And then you find out in the sequel what happened to that character. As if I didn't care about that character. I didn't care about him at all. I didn't care what happened to that guy. There's no reason for me to care. So, should this be a rant? Yes and no. Yes, in the fact that I wasn't a big fan of the film and I would never see the film again. In fact, there's another movie that this kind of reminded me of, which I thought was better. It's called Deathwatch. Deathwatch was another film that took place around that era. Actually, it might have been World War One. Actually, I think Deathwatch was World War One, which is made it a little bit more interesting because World War One doesn't really, in a weird way, doesn't get talked about as much as World War Two. Granted, there have been films that have come out. Of course, I know that. But it just seems like between the two, even whether it be horror or action, historical movies, World War II just brought up more than World War One. So that, and then the fact it was more like a ghost story, and then there's, I thought I had more interesting things happening compared to this. But Deathwatch I really enjoyed. I thought that was better than this. And yeah, I think Overlord is better than this. I mean, if you're really into World War II horror films and you want your Nazi zombie fix, you do a lot worse. I mean, what the hell was that film Brad Jones, Cinema Snob, did a review of? Zombie Lake. This is better than that, because again, at least the acting's not bad. Ray Stevenson wasn't bad. Again, the claustrophobic elements of the bunker was nice. A few of the deaths left a little bit of an impression. But again, I wish that the Mercenaries had a chance. I mean, they're hired for a reason, and then most of them get taken out fairly quickly without much of a fight, and then even with the few that do fight, they can't do anything. So then that takes away the fun, or the excitement, or the suspense. Just be like, pop, 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 pop. Nothing happens. It's like, okay, here they go, shoot. Yeah, keep shooting. You know it's not going to do anything, so it's pointless. Okay, they don't shoot another 50 rounds. Okay, they don't shoot another 20 rounds. Okay, you don't keep shooting. It's not going to do anything. After 100 bullets, you think they would get the hint that nothing's happening, but no. Get another 100. At least try to have some fucking fire. Or you try to make a little handmade flamethrower or something. And then funny enough, the sequel, you could kill the zombies. But yet that movie I think is worse than this. Which I'll get to. So that's my thoughts on Outpost. Not the worst ever, but not anything I would ever see again. I would rather watch Deathwatch and Overlord over this. But thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.